2011 Nissan Murano, rear brakes and caliper replacement. Take the wheel off with the vehicle on the ground, loosen the lug nuts, get the wheel off, unless you got air tools, and then you can take it off in the air. And I started loosening it. 14mm bolt here. And then we're going to break these ones loose as well. One at the top here. And where my wrench is, see if we can see it in the back. Down there, they're 19mm. Yes, you have to use a box wrench or some form of wrench. This is what I'm using, 19mm. Unless you plan on taking this trolling arm off. So let me get to taking these bolts out. Get to the next point. Okay, so what I did was I loosened this bolt here, that's for the caliper, and I loosened this top one, and I loosened the bottom one with my wrench on. This one is not, I lied, it's not loose. That shit is stripped. The previous person that worked on this shit rounded the shit out of this. So now I'm gonna be here all fucking day. So I got my C-clamp on, I'm pushing the brake piston in. So when we remove at least the top part, take this bolt out, it should swing down. Normally you would take the bottom one out, swing it up. But you have to swing it down in this case anyways, because you cannot get this bolt out even if it wasn't stripped, because these are not the short ones. These are the long pins. The top one will come all the way out. This bottom one is going to hit this trolling arm. So either way it go, you got to take the top one out. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and take off these two 19mm bolts with the wrench. This top one and the bottom one where my wrench is. And just pull the whole caliper off with the bracket. Because there's going to be no way I can get any type of hammer and socket on there to get that stripped dumbass bolt out. Okay, so this wrench I could no longer use because this piece here started hitting this. So I just went to a regular 19mm. We'll finish getting these caliper bolts out, caliper bracket bolts out. Okay, so I got both of the bolts out on the caliper bracket. We should take this up, should be able to take this off now. Now this is what I'm working with. I thought about trying to get that bolt out, but I thought about it. She bought new, at least one caliper pin. So I'm gonna take this one out, take the caliper off of the line, put another used one on, and put the new caliper pin in this one. So all I'm doing now is just pulling the brake pads out. This is the one that came out, the closest one here. I'll put that towards my knee, and then this one in here, push from the back side and try and wiggle that out. Realistically, you want this to be hanging, but fuck, sit your ass there, bitch. As you notice, this one got a clip on the end, that's the squealer, and this one don't, so that lets me know this one goes inside closest to the caliper piston. Next, I'm going to continue removing this 14mm out of the caliper. So I got this bolt all the way out, but it don't want to come out, so I'm going to have to take something and knock the rest of that pin out. So I finally got this bitch out. I had to put the caliper bracket back up. I only put one screw in, and it was stuck in there like that. And I just took my socket and extension and hit on the side till it popped out. So this is our new used part, and she got two caliper pins, so that's even better. I'm not about to fight with taking this one out, so all I'm gonna do is just take this bolt out. It's going to leak out fluid. It's a 12 millimeter. Take that caliper line out, and then I also got to take this one off. So let me take this one off the new used one first. Then we get this one off of the vehicle. 12 millimeter. So I took this caliper pin out, and there should be 2 copper washers. They actually are still stuck to there, one on this side and one on that side. Make sure you get both of them out because you need both of them. So now I'm gonna get this bolt out, and before I do that, it's really self-explanatory. This is gonna go on this way with the bleeder valve pointing up. So all I'm doing is just swapping them. Taking this bolt out. Like I said, it will leak. There's a washer on this side, and there's a washer on that side. I'm gonna keep it just like that. Take my new part and just sit it right up there. As you see, this little bin goes in that hole. So let me get that up there because I can't do this with one hand. Okay, so I got the new caliper on. Make sure you tighten down this bolt by hand. Go on as far as you could. You don't want to cross thread it. And I'm a dumbass because I said I didn't need to take that bolt out, but I do. Because how the fuck we gonna put the caliper back on with the damn caliper still stuck to the caliper bracket? What the fuck? So I brought me some 12-point sockets and a torch, and we're gonna have to heat this bitch. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to heat this bitch up or something, but I'm gonna get that motherfucker out. Okay, so this is my first attempt, and I didn't heat it up, but the original size was a 14, so I put a 14 on there, 12-point, half-inch, and I'm gonna see if I can break it loose. Of course not. Why would it work? 14 still spun, so I'm gonna try 13, and I'm gonna put an extension on because I gotta put it on and hammer it on, and I ain't trying to whack my fingers. It's fucking cold as hell out here. My fingers are so cold they feel like they broken. God damn. So I'm gonna try this 13 12-point, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so that approach didn't work. I'm gonna have to heat it up. And I got my map gas, and it's getting fucking late. And the later it get, the colder it get. So let me see if I heat it up and get this boat out. So I heated it up, and it is turning. I don't know if it's coming out. Oh yeah, I see the gap getting wider. Okay. So far so good. So far so good. There we go. I'm dropping change and shit out of my coat. Oh, fuck. Let me get back to this because I don't want it to cool off too quick. Damn sure not touching that shit with my hand. Alright, so I'm gonna knock that out the rest of the way with this socket. So I got it separated. See if it's too hot to touch. No, so far I can hold it, but I'm not definitely touching that. Now this goes on in the front. You put it in the front. Obviously I gotta put my rotor on because the screw goes through the back. It screws in. That's how that. Oh fuck! Shit! Burnt my fucking finger. Let me get this rotor on. So I got the rotor on, and make sure you got your washers for this caliper bracket I'm about to put up there. So I got my first bolt started. You sit the caliper in between the slot and over the rotor. The top bolt is started. This is the bottom bolt, Again, make sure you got the washer, because these do come all the way off. Feed it through there, and I'm gonna have to wiggle it to line it up, but I'm gonna have to use 2 hands because this is the one that's fucking hot. I done burnt my hand twice already. I got the tight one. I got the top one in. I don't got it all the way on. I got it tightened up by hand. And the bottom one, don't forget you gotta use your wrench for this bitch. So this gonna take a while. Fucking burnt my finger fucking twice. Don't worry, we got brake fluid to put back into the reservoir. I'm not gonna take y'all into bleeding the system because my fucking fingers is cold, but I am gonna do it. Fuck. The top one, the top bolt for this caliper bracket, you can use a socket and a ratchet. There's plenty of space. I'm just using a 3/8 socket and ratchet with a 19 on it. I'm recording this with my cell phone, so y'all gotta bear with me because I'm doing this with one hand. I didn't bring my cell phone tripod. I really didn't plan on recording. So as tight as I can get that one. Oh, I can't get that shit on there. That's bottom one. Get that as tight as I could by hand. And then what I'm gonna do, sorry for the shaky video. I think I got it just about tight as I'm gonna get, at least from this angle. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to put y'all on pause, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna hold the wrench in place with one hand, and I'm gonna whack this wrench with my hammer just to tighten it down. I'm gonna do the top and the bottom with the wrench. Okay, so I got the caliper bracket tightened, and I'm gonna take this front brake pad and sit it up there. She did not have no brake hardware on here to begin with, so it's not my fault. It's not my problem. And take the back one with the clip facing the bottom, stick it in the back side. Hopefully I can, oh, fuck. Now, take the caliper. Clean that up the best I could. Take the caliper, make sure this line is not kinked. That way you know it's ran the right way. And just sit it over. And I noticed my little rubber boot fell off of this top one. So, gotta get this little bitch back on. Try and do it with one hand. Okay, we got that on. Just make sure the boots go in between top and bottom. I gotta clean my hands off. I'll be back. I gotta get my hands clean and get these new pins. Okay, so I got the top one in, and make sure this bleeder valve is tight, because sometimes they're not tight. And as you see, that puddle got a little bigger than when we started because it was leaking. But it's fine. Just snug it because I got to bleed the system anyways. But you want to make sure that caliper bolt is tight. Not tight that you want to break the damn shit out. And you want to snug this and make sure it's tight. Again, not so you can break it, but just so when you press on the brakes, no fluid come out. So I'm going to get the new pin in at the bottom. Alright guys, so if you stuck with me through this whole video, I did the dumbest shit ever. I tightened down the top and the bottom caliper bracket bolts, and I don't have the bottom one in. I can't get the bottom one in because this bracket, this trolling arm is in the way. So I'm gonna try and loosen this a few times and take this bottom one out, and maybe that'll give me enough clearance to swing the whole thing up to get the bolt in, instead of taking it all the shit back apart. What the fuck? Alright guys, I loosened this top one and I took the bottom one all the way out, the caliper bracket, and it allowed me to get that pin in so I can tighten this down. Hey,
What's up, Dad?
hanging in there. So now I can put that bottom bolt back in, tighten everything up, bleed the system, and I'm done. Okay, so I got everything back together. I got it cleaned up best as I could. Like I said, I'm not going to take y'all into bleeding, but that's the rear brakes and caliper replacement. Sorry about the lighting. 2011 Nissan Murano. So if this was helpful in any way, please consider hitting that subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know what y'all think. I'm out.